You're interested in growing your own microgreens? Great, because they are some of the most nutritious foods on the planet and very easy to grow at home in your kitchen or if you have a sunny window somewhere. A little harder to grow than sprouts. I did a sprout video last week. So if you don't have a sunny window or you want less care, the sprouts because they're super easy and they're also very nutritious. If you do want to grow microgreens, please start with a good quality seed. And as I said in my sprouts video, I use the mums seeds. And I've found now that it's winter, it's different growing them in the summer than in the winter, but in the winter, I just grow them in a sunny window. And I got this rolly shelf from Amazon. It has 5 shelves on it, and I can put my microgreens and celery and whatever else I want to grow on the shelf, and I can move it from place to place, although I have a south-facing patio door, and I just usually leave them in there. I also do have a grow light. I haven't found that they do a whole lot better, but perhaps I don't leave them under the grow light long enough. I know that probably commercial growers always use a grow light. You could try it, but I had one. That's the only reason why I try it. I sometimes, because I get up early in the morning, put some of the trays underneath the small grow light. And then when it gets light out, I just put them back in the sunny window. They seem to grow okay in a sunny window, starting with a good seed. I find now that it's winter that the larger seeds, these are the dwarf gray sugar peas. They grow really well. And I just started to soak some the same way that I would with my sprouts in a jar with some water. Probably should use some filtered water. I just used water from the tap. Seems to grow all right. Now I will leave them in there probably until tomorrow morning. I put warm water, and I don't know if it really matters, but I like to keep them as warm if I can. Because it's winter, I'm doing it a little differently than I would in the summer. So in the winter, now that it's winter, I soak them first, and then I sprout them for a few days. Once they get a little bit of a sprout on them, then I put just some dirt. Actually, these are sugar peas. I put them in, for those of you in Yarmouth, this is just a Rocky Pie tray. And I don't know if you can see, but I just punched a bunch of holes in the bottom. And so I put the dirt on the tray. I put the sprouted seeds on top, press them down just a little bit, make sure the dirt is really well watered. You don't have to use any kind of fertilizer or anything like that. And I just water them when they're dry. Just stick my finger in the dirt probably every morning just to see if they need water. And if they do, I give them water. If they don't, sometimes during the day, I give them a little spritz of water if I think that they look a little dry or if I need to spruce them up a little bit. So there are holes in the bottom so that the water can drain. And then you can use any kind of a tray to put them in. And I keep this one's stuck. Every one of these kind of little lids from any kind of plastic container, all of them that I can find, they're usually up here somewhere. And then when the water drains out, they drain into the tray. You don't have to worry about it. This shelving unit does have a plastic coating on it, but I still think it's, just doesn't work quite as well as a tray. I have found that the smaller seeds, like the radish, broccoli, the salad mix that I showed you on the sprout ones, don't grow as well. I don't know if you can see this as well. These are broccoli sprouts, and they're just a little spindly, and you really have to be a lot more careful this time of the year, at least in my kitchen, that they just don't grow as well. So the small seeds I mostly sprout. And even though, let's just see if you can see these, where I can see them best. These are sunflower seeds. You see, I've used a few different size trays. I still have one tray inside of the other with my little plastic top so that they aren't in the water all the time. I have not had a lot of luck with sunflower seeds. Holly, if you're watching this, I know you like the sunflower microgreens the best. These ones are growing okay, but I just find I'm not really having the most luck with those. I also have a mix. I'm soaking some of those too. That has 3 or 4 different seeds in there. And because most of them are large, they do grow okay. But again, the sunflower seeds, let me just show you. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but this is one of that mixture. And it just doesn't really grow quite as well. Outside, it grew really well. I have a little greenhouse. I'm just going to turn those around. In the summer, and they grow really, really well outside. But inside, it's a little more of a challenge. Don't overwater because then you're probably going to get mold, and you don't really want that. Start with a good quality seed. Soak them for maybe overnight or 5 or 6 hours. Sprout them for a couple of days. When they're sprouted, put them in just a very shallow level of dirt, and I just press them down a little bit, and then they grow. Let me have a comment if you give it a try, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Bye for now.